Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dark Future. Welcome to Red Sky City. I'm Tormented by Gnomes. I'll be your game master this evening. Joining us is our phenomenal cast consisting of Bren, Golden Boy, Seltzer, and Sideshow. Hello, everybody. This is the part where I ask you how you're all doing, and everyone looks at each other like, who's supposed to respond first? If you are just... Perfect.
Kidding.
Great. No, on brand. Go.
No, I just play Cyberpunk. That's it. That's all I got.
If you are just joining us for the first time, then this is going to be a weird show for you to watch, but I'm glad you're here. Our story is set in the dark future of the year 2045, where the world is recovering from the Fourth Corporate War. Night City, which is a sprawling neon metropolis in the year 2077, is in the process of rebuilding after a certain silver-handed someone blew up the Arasaka Tower with a nuclear device years ago. Our heroes have been caught up in a corporate conspiracy to reclaim power from the governments across the world that have sort of pushed them out in this dark time. In our last episode, they got into a huge fight at the Totentanz club. Some serious stuff went down. They conflicted against two major old enemies, the Bozos and the Solo Royal. The Bozos are still on the loose, though they took terrible casualties, but the Monarch killed Royal with some help from his friends, and Jim Fingers is coming down after tripping out of his mind on hallucinogenic drugs that were pumped into the compound, and that's where we left off. Before we get started, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. I wanna do a salvage operation on Royal.
Okay.
As in, like, I want to just take his body back to the lab. Is that possible?
Yes, but there's something I should have done earlier, and I'm going to start working on. I'm going to try to pull up a picture that is going to give us an idea of the size of Natalie's car.
Well, that's important info.
I don't feel like we got to do that. I feel like everyone's got a great idea about how cool and huge and massive and effective this car is.
It was not any of those things. Okay, this one will work. This one will work. Ian, I'm going to send this to you if you can pull this up for us in a moment.
Ian, don't open it if it's not cool.
Probably is super cool.
Oh, it's so cool.
Anyways, yes, it is theoretically possible, but I'm going to leave the logistics to you guys. Let me go ahead and take our map back to Totentanz while we get that squared away. Because you guys have a motor pool. Yeah, there it is up on the screen.
See, look at it. I told you.
I love that the game exists now and that we can actually pull away this information. It is fantastic. Yeah. Oh, so God. They
had these smart cars that you could just, if you had a card, you could like walk up to them in San Diego where I live, and you could just buzz them and then take them out and rent them for short-term drives. And I used to stuff my tall, lanky self into this car. It was like that scene in the Grinch movie where he's driving the toy truck. So yes, all the amazing acts of vehicular manslaughter, nearly taking down Royal when he was in an AV, were all performed with that piece of equipment.
We get a banana?
I just muted again, chat, in case you guys don't know.
It's classic Sideshow.
And the thing is, Ian beforehand said, please, everyone, remember not to mute yourself. And I feel like I was directed at somebody. Picture out.
It was directed at Sideshow.
It was directed.
All right, we're going to assume that Jim is currently lavishing his teammates with praise for the great operation, taking none of the credit, and promising not to take a fixer's fee for any future contracts that he arranges them. I'm pretty sure that's what he's trying to say.
No,
we have audio, but the stream.
This wasn't a job, was it?
No.
This was just us turning up.
We went to go meet.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a meet. What happened to
Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing, you haven't seen. Sort of lost track of her in the chaos. And the other people, you were supposed to meet some people from 6th Street, which is another group. They sort of consider themselves, right now they're a gang, but they consider themselves to be like a local protection gang. They were supposed to meet up. Some of them were here, but you don't know if they are among the survivors after Totentanz was gassed with clown gas. So you guys are victorious, and that's fantastic, but you're injured. The club is in chaos. The meat's sort of gone south, which is what happened when I cooked dinner last night also.
I mean, speak for yourself. I'm in a great spot. I mean, I have shot multiple people. I've committed you've committed myself.
Lose
No, I lost 1 HP. That's about
6 humanity from witnessing the horrific state of the building.
Maybe.
I was thinking about this earlier, Alex, because I was listening to what you were saying about how the Monarch has seen so much stuff that this doesn't even faze him, right? And I agree with you. But in my head, that means his humanity's already low. So he didn't actually just lose any humanity. We just brought it closer to what it actually should be because he's seen so much stuff and he's willing to treat people with such wanton violence. And that's his default reaction. To me, that speaks to a low degree of empathy. So we're really just adjusting closer to be more in line with your character vision.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't think that is.
I agree.
I don't think that's the case. I think, Monarch is as human as I don't know, like any person any edge runner that's going around Night City right now, just trying to solve crimes, just trying to fix things, trying to make the city a better place.
Solve crimes. You're trying to rip out people's gooches.
Did you know that I was driving around Night City and I was listening to the radio and there was apparently a crime in Night City is on the rise. So people like Monarch exists to fix it. That's in 2077. Now, can you imagine in the time that we're dealing with here, how much Monarch has to do to fix the streets, taking random jobs from people just to.
You are not Batman. You are a solo.
Yeah, I'm someone that yeah, that's right. I'm a solo in class, but also in nature as
You're
well.
also a psychopath. Your character is a psychopath. Monarch is psychotic.
But
that's what a low humanity score reflects.
That could be anyone that chooses to live in Night City. I mean, you mean to tell me Natalie's not a psychopath too? How many people she's ran over? It's her go-to method to run someone over with a car. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean,
yeah.
Decent point.
I'm not doing it with my bare hands. There's a whole chunk of metal in between me and the murder.
But that's your choice. You choose to run people over, Natalie. I don't listen. Like the life of a solo, the life of a vigilante. I didn't choose this. Okay.
You did. I met your parents. They had lots of kids who chose lots of different paths, and you were the kid that chose this path.
It chose me. Okay. that's where I'm at, right? It chose me. That's my monologue for the day. The Monarch monologue. Brand it. Put it on a cup.
Are we ever going to meet Adam Smasher?
I hope we don't.
Yeah,
I really hope you don't. So obviously when I started working on the show, I was reading up on, I wasn't super well read on the Cyberpunk lore, but I absorbed as much as I could. And I absorbed enough to the point that at a certain point in a certain video game, if I were to encounter that character, I would recognize him on sight and probably need a new pair of pants because he is bad news.
Yeah, no, he's a problem. I am not looking forward to, if there is ever an encounter, I'm not looking forward to him.
Yeah, no
I'm
spoilers,
not actually
no
sure
spoilers.
where he is in the year 2045. I could find out if you guys want. I could, we could make that happen.
Only for avoidance purposes.
Yeah, I'll need to stay away.
I can see somebody going to the wiki right now, editing it. In the year 2045, Adam Smasher is on the moon.
Better known as Jonah.
Actually is right next to Totentanz currently at this moment.
In fact, the lore says that he was one of the only survivors of the massacre and that he killed a small group of edge runners immediately afterwards. Weird.
Oh, God.
I do have one more thing I want to say before we get this thing back on track. I was also thinking about cyberpsychosis, which is also a big theme in the game. You meet a lot of people undergoing cyberpsychosis, and I was thinking, if you, the player, are driving around Night City and you just run people over because it doesn't really matter, and you're thinking, I'm playing a game, those are NPCs, they don't really matter to me, then you, the player, are playing a video game. But you, the character, are a cyber psycho because you're thinking of everyone else as an NPC and as just a piece of meat who doesn't have their own personality. And that's a great way to think of cyberpsychosis, is turning everyone else into an NPC, thinking that they aren't really real, they don't really matter.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That is a good point. Yeah.
We're really going into the weeds here of our thought process.
Well, it's perfect because Natalie knows those people matter, but they're threatening her friends, and so she's justified in murdering them. She's recognizing their humanity, and it's the very reason she has to bring about their end.
Nope. Not allowing that one. Not allowing that one. Nope.
Wow.
You're crazy. You run people over willingly. Like, that's your choice. Like, my choice is like, okay, I determine what is the right weapon for the right situation. Natalie's like,
and you rip out their gooch.
Just because a girl doesn't want to put a hand in a gooch doesn't mean that, we're the same.
Oh, but I do want to give a shout out though to the creators of Cyberpunk, because apparently gooch ripping could end up becoming a thing in the game.
We're pushing hard. We're pushing hard for that in the upcoming Splat
Didn't they
books.
specifically tweet,
Vanguard.
please do not make this a thing?
Well, I feel like if they ask. If they ask not to make it a thing, they're obviously saying like they would like to make it a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
that is a very disturbing line of thought. You got to be careful with that.
You got to throw that away.
Yeah.
No. I think that they were like saying it's like, no, please don't make it a thing. Really make it a thing. I think that's
haha, just kidding. Unless
exactly. That's how I took it personally. That's how Monarch takes it.
Well, the Monarch isn't around, and Twitter is not a thing in the dark future of the year 2045. Instead, everyone has their own garden patch. I think social media in the year 2045 is as if we were in a different timeline where MySpace became the preeminent platform, where it was all about having your own page, and picking your background. Because the idea is everybody has the social media website that your characters would interact with, and that Aura was really, really big on, was the garden, and your page on the garden was called your garden patch, and that's where artists and creators would upload all their content. So all of Oro's videos would get deployed to his garden patch, and I imagine that he would spend a lot of time customizing it, getting it down, scrolling for free cool themes to download, picking the exact right song in the background so that if his crush ever went to the page,
hamster dance
or hamster dance, that's the alternative. All right, now we're in the weeds. Let's go back to outside of Totentanz, where some rocket launchers just went off, some clown gas was deployed. The party is standing in the streets outside Totentanz. There's some sort of an industrial park on the other side. I know because I visited Totentanz, which was neat. So there's an industrial park on the other side. There's not a lot of traffic. People are scattering because a freaking rocket launcher went off. You can hear sirens far away, but they're not coming. What do you do? I heard one person say they wanted to drag Royal's corpse into the tiny smart car.
Not into the smart car. Not into the smart car. I would kind of flop it over the motorbike, like a counterweight in the middle,
Okay.
Did you fix Jonah's legs, by the way, Jared?
Yeah. I gave him
yes, you did. He splinted them last game.
Whatever the hell it's called.
That's confirmed. Let's run through the circuit. Jerax is grabbing Royal and hopping him over a motorbike. Again, Exhibit A, the smart car. There's no trunk there, but you could have Royal as your passenger.
I could just put him on the top though and tie his
like a deer, like a deer trussed over the top.
Yeah, I could toss him over the top of it. But I respect
the stuff we've seen. That's just a normal occurrence, I
respect Natalie's car too much. I don't think she wants a burnt body.
You can put him on top.
You sure? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'd like to then put Royal's body up top and tie it to the top of the car.
Well, I mean, Jim, you were looking for a way to make a statement with all of this. There's nothing quite makes a statement like killing your enemy and trussing him over the top of the roof of your car like a deer.
Yeah, I'm sure this will go well and won't at all look like a trophy display.
We are.
Yeah, we should probably put a tarp on that.
Put a tarp on it.
Just because it's either that or put him in the passenger seat and give him a nice pair of Weekend at Bernie's glasses.
I was going to say Weekend at Bernie's. We get Weekend at Bernie's.
Are there any rumors circulating about like this weird group of edge runners that are just going around killing stuff, like literally just murdering entire gangs?
So what have you guys accomplished? You were involved in the hit on the boat. Like, let's talk about some of the things that have gone down. There was the fight at the apartment. Those who were there know that for the original fight at the apartment, it's not like that was a big thing. It's just, people trying to kill each other in the combat zone. That's, that's a thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
There was the hit on the Bozos camp. Now, that was mostly a stealth operation. Even when it went non-stealthy, people were hiding in the shadows, people were shooting from the shadows. So Royal knew the Monarch was one of the people trying to kill him, but a lot of you guys were in disguise or hiding that time. So I don't know, unless you have, despite the fact that you threw an ice cream truck at them from over, a parking structure, I don't know how closely your names would be attached to that, except by people who were there at the time.
Sure. Well, I figured there would be whispers, like people would be starting to bring two and two together. Like when I bought the clown outfit, and then when suddenly the Bozos were attacked, and they're dead, or like, I don't know, like they're for some, why, that's so weird. Why are there 20 clowns ran over? It's really strange.
Everyone heard about the Bozos getting hit, right? That would absolutely be, people are talking about that.
Yeah, but then would they not have found the ice cream truck that just got borrowed?
The thing is, I don't have the exact breadcrumb trail. I think what you can assume is that unless you, the party, took absolutely extraordinary measures, there are people out there who can figure it out, right?
Sure.
Like smart people, well-connected fixers with good networks, they're gonna know.
It's kind of beneficial
maybe
for us,
gangs
though,
that
isn't
do some. It's a win and a loss. Part of this is where your reputation scores come into effect, right?
Yeah.
As your reputation goes, it allows you to weaponize, but it can also be used against you. Because the higher your reputation is, the harder it's going to be for you to walk into a place without getting recognized. If I recall correctly, part of Jim Finger's whole plan, I know he wants to be the Shadow Chancellor of the combat zone, but he's also trying to hype up all, and market the skills of this team. Or at least capitalize on it.
Yeah. And I've got a sick brain dance that I've just recorded of this entire operation.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Was that not your goal?
Yeah, I mean, not so much, though. We're supposed to be we're kind of supposed to be operating from the shadows a little bit, because otherwise you become a massive target.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like we are still operating from the shadows.
I don't really think so.
We haven't instigated very much. We've mostly been reacting.
All right. Well,
it's just been a reaction thing, like the Red Chrome Legion, like the clowns.
All right.
This hit on Royal. This wasn't planned. We weren't trying to take him out.
Let me put it for context for you guys. All right. I've been around, and Monarch, obviously says that with a puff in his chest, as he has pride in his voice. Here's the deal: you don't just walk around this city, all right, and death and destruction follow your way, and don't get recognized by at least some people. Word travels around this city like piss in a sewer, okay? So we are most definitely on somebody's radar somewhere, somehow, some way. And honestly, that's your guy's fault, not mine, because, I'm the Monarch.
You've done dick all.
Done dick all? Okay, you want to tell me what you were doing while you were all drugged out? Oh, yeah, how helpful were you? You were running toward the problem instead of actually trying to help because you were just cracked out of your mind, you crazy
I don't remember
addict.
any of it. I don't remember any of it. Wasn't my fault. This shit went south.
Spoken like a real drug addict. Horrible.
Should we we get moving?
Yeah, for God's sake, I need to get home.
All right. So we've got Royal. Final call. Is he Weekend at Bernie's, Trust Like a Deer, with or without a tarp, or is he riding piggyback on your motorcycle?
I'll put him up top. Let's try and find a tarp as well.
Okay. You managed to scrounge out a tarp with various biological stains of an undistinguished nature on it. We'll go ahead and put Royal on the roof of that.
And then Jonah's in the passenger seat because this is like still hurt.
Yeah, he is. He's taking a beating.
Can we check to see if there's any like eddies on anybody or anything like that? You know, I'm just trying to get some coin out of this.
You've been playing too much Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, you want to loot the bodies?
Yeah, I want to loot the
most
bodies.
of them have like
loot the bodies.
Most of them have gray tier gear. One or two of them might have something with the green icon on it.
Yeah, I want to see what's available, you know? If
Gonna
there's
start
anything
hoarding all
good.
of these rifles.
I won't lie to you. I am a little bit of a loot goblin in Cyberpunk, so now I know what I'm looking for.
All right. So what I will say is that for the most part, it's not easy to make a living just by scraping together guns and crafting components and stuff. What is going to be of the highest value is going to be the goods. Like anybody who's carrying the good stuff is going to be who you want to look at. Like Royal's going to have good gear. Bosses are going to have good gear. Specialists and higher tier enemies are going to have good gear. But boosters, they have, you know, basic mass-produced 3D printed pistols and stuff like that.
Okay. I'll allow
poor
it.
quality, very heavy pistols for the most part.
I'll allow it.
I am drug addled, so I'm not even gonna take part in this. I was gonna have some input, but I'm out of it.
I would like. Is it possible to take that stuff and just flip it for a little bit of cash, though?
Yeah. You know what? Give me a sec.
I would say also, Alex, that ammunition is still really important.
Yeah.
Pillage, because we don't have an unlimited supply of that, and yet we have almost an unlimited supply of opponents.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. You can loot an arbitrary amount of ammunition for personal purposes. And I'm going to say, Alex, roll 1d6.
You got it, boss man.
Oh.
4. Okay, let's say that arbitrarily you're going to loot the bodies and you're going to be able to flip 100 eddies out of this stuff. A lot of it's crap, a lot of it's damaged. It's going to be tough for you to find buyers, you know, for some of it because it's not like guns are rare on the streets of Night City.
Yeah. Pay Ian double whatever you're paying him.
But yeah, I'll give you 100 eddies just for scavenge.
All right.
Plus
sweet.
any named loot.
Do I take that in the inventory? We got to go and sell it.
We're not going
We're not,
to. It's something that it's by the next time that you have any downtime, you're going to sell it. So just do it now. We won't worry about the bookkeeping.
Sweet.
All right. So what are the rest of you doing? We've got Royal Trust up over the top. We've got Monarch picking through the loot. Anything else?
I don't really think so. I mean, I think it would be wise to get in touch with Double or Nothing to be like, do you have any idea what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we know why the clowns attacked, I think it's best to feign ignorance and be like, God, that's so weird. The Bozo is attacking us and Royal was trying to like blame us. Like, oh, that's so strange.
Actually, I mean, out of character here for a moment, we really don't know why the Bozos did attack because they weren't attacking us. They were attacking Royal. Like all of the voices over the speakers and stuff were about Royal.
Out of character, no. They did call me out too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got on the phone to one of them, called him a prick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So they called me out. They first called out Royal, then they started to call me out. They started to call Monarch out, and then Bren insulted them on the phone. So that was
we could make our next mission. If we've got nothing on, we could try and eradicate the Bozos.
If we've got nothing on. Yeah. I mean, if
Yeah.
we're bored.
If we're bored, we
You
could
know,
I like
try
that
and
nothing
do
else
it.
to
bunker
do in
that's
Night
there
City.
with frozen bodies and the robot
Yeah.
saying "Let me in." And
Oh
you know.
yeah, let's get back to the bunker and try and see if we got any hits on like the reverse image search or stuff like that.
Sweet. Everyone good to go back to the bunker?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
Natalie's
go.
just been standing outside by the car with a few passersby, like, hey, yep, just like waiting for you guys with like a body over the roof, like.
People drive by. Beep, beep, beep. Thumbs up. All right, back to the map of Night City. You are here. Right here.
Ooh.
Actually, you're more like right here, because that's where Totentanz is.
Mm.
Your bunker is here. How do you want to get there?
Well, Natalie's gonna drive, but take the side streets where hopefully nobody notices the lumpy installation on my roof.
right.
Would people
What
leave
sort
us
of
alone?
route do you want to use?
If we drove straight through the combat zone, would people leave us alone with the Red Chrome Legion on our bikes? I feel like they might.
It depends entirely on who you run into.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think the safer route: take the side streets. We'll be all right. Worst comes to
You wanna
worst.
loop around.
When this douche finally decides he wants to get out of his drug-addled state, we'll paint these bikes, and you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's do
I'm
that
not.
before.
Oh yeah,
I'm not letting anybody drive me home. I'm continuing to drive myself home in my drug-addled state.
You are an idiot.
Why
but
would you
I
say that?
appreciate
I'm
it.
not. I'm not clumsy. I'm afraid. So I'm just going to be a better driver. I'm going to be more cautious.
Just go down the
That's
road.
exactly-
At
we'll
5 miles an
follow you.
hour.
You go ahead.
I'm going like a grandma at 20 miles an hour. Like,
You got an escort of 2 bikes and a car driving very slowly on your back tire.
yeah. And I'm taking the safest route out of here. I'm panicking for my life, Joe. I'm leaving here as fast as possible, but
Okay.
as safely as possible.
Is
I don't know
everyone
if you-
are you convoying up, or are people taking separate paths?
I'm actually, because I'm in a motorcycle, I think I'm just gonna hop into the main road and just go to the
That's
bunker.
my route.
Can you guys radio back if it's clear? And then
Sure.
are you really gonna leave me with teeter totter on the motorcycle?
No, are we not going all together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep a distance from you guys so it doesn't make it seem like we're a convoy. Okay.
Why not? We're strength in numbers.
No, because just trust me. All right. I know what I'm talking about. I've shot many people in the face today. Just please believe me.
You know,
Just
it's
drive ahead.
the people that shout the loudest about how much they know that often know the least. And I think it applies with, I know what I'm talking about. If you keep
Jarex.
having to tell people you know what you're talking about, do you really know what you're talking about?
At some point, I would like to think that I have a grasp of the situation at hand, given that I've lived this multiple times, Jerax. So please, could you
So
just...
have I.
Oh, dear Lord, have mercy. All right, just go. I'll be close behind you guys, but I'm not trying to make it seem like we're a convoy. Trust me.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
All right.
I trust
So you guys are gonna head to this road and then head out along the upper marina.
Yeah. Up and around.
All right. Right about here, all your cars just
Oh,
they
fuck.
start to flare out. They start to make some bad noises.
What?
Fuel.
Yeah.
I'm so concerned. I'm like listening to the dash and I'm like petting it and I'm like shh.
Roll another land vehicles tech check, Natalie.
I knew you were gonna do something once you were asking us how we were gonna get home.
I did nothing.
I knew
I
you
was
am
us.
an impartial observer.
It was us.
So there's something, you're not out of fuel, there's something wrong with the fuel, and there's something wrong with the engine.
in the car or in all of our vehicles.
Every single vehicle. The entire convoy.
Someone mess with the someone mess with the
Yeah,
car.
when you say wrong with the engine, you're not getting the sense this is gonna spontaneously combust.
You're not positive.
Can I do a demolitions check to see if there's any Any explosives or anything attached to our cars?
Yeah, roll demolitions.
20.
Cool.
Yes, you notice tucked in, actually inside the fuel tank, small packets of explosives have been deposited into your car.
Below
With
you.
chemical, like they've got outer shells that are that dissolve in Chew 2 that have been slowly eating away.
Son of a gun. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's dump the vehicles off. We gotta huff it. Maybe we could jack a car on the way or a van.
I'm taking Royal's body.
I am not leaving my bike behind. It is my baby. I am gonna try
explosives in the fuel.
I'm gonna try and disable the. I'm gonna try and decouple the fuel tank and leave it behind, and then wheel my motorcycle back to the place.
Okay. Roll a basic tech check to just hack it apart. 16. Not bad. Yeah, you succeed. You don't even get Chew 2 all over your hands. That's well done. All the fuel is grown from, it's all ethanol at this point.
Wow, drugged out.
I'd like to,
impressive.
I mean, I'm in a state of panic at the moment. I'd also like to scan the whole of the rest of the bike for anything else that looks off.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Or a conceal reveal objects, whichever's higher.
Conceal reveal is actually lower.
All right, well then, you're not sure. There might be a whole spider's nest living inside there. Like you're just completely paranoid. You are picking over every single bit and piece of it.
Utterly useless.
Just totally hyper focused. What are the rest of you doing?
That's a good idea. I'm gonna also do that. Presumably we're on like a highway.
Yeah, where are we right now?
You are. Wait, no, you were.
So we are on the main highway, like going toward Upper Marina currently.
Yeah, that's when it started sputtering and giving you problems.
And it's a flat out highway, so it's not like one of those freeway roads. It's like we're elevated.
Yeah, but the roads around here are a little bit tricky. I mean, it's not like Night City 2077 where everything is nice and fixed up, right?
Yeah.
You're in the Upper Marina, which is a bustling urban district. You got a mix of old industrial zones and gentrified international style neighborhoods. So you could do a lot worse in terms of where you broke down.
All right. Are there any idle vehicles nearby?
No, they probably would have already been stolen.
Yeah.
What we should do is, I mean, Monarch, how confident are you that you could disable the explosives while not messing up the fuel?
I mean, I could give it a try, but I can't really guarantee that I'm gonna nail it. You know, I mean, just because I'm good at a lot of things, but you know, I kind of did take basic level demolitions. You know, at the old solo school. You know what I'm saying?
Are these explosives the ones that blow up on contact with air?
That much you're not sure. He's familiar with the explosive coding. It could be that they blow up on contact with air, but they're submerged in your fuel tank.
Mm-hmm.
Where it wouldn't have air exposure until it got to like that point in the cycle, right?
Yeah.
So it's more likely that they're going to blow up upon contact with ethanol.
Can I do a local expert check to just see over the highway, like what's around us, just to kind of like maybe maybe there's a gas station close by or something like that?
Absolutely.
All right, local expert. And
now while you're doing this, Natalie, what are you doing?
So Natalie's gonna pull the car over kind of the side of the road as it sputters out, and she's gonna do that thing that you always see on the side of the road where she like looks for like some white piece of fabric, realizes she's just gonna rip a piece of Royal's shirt off and stuff it in the window. Be like, I
Mostly
guess
white. Mostly
I've seen
white.
people do this before. Yeah, mostly a little red. Do my corporate allegiances afford me any sort of shuttle services?
At this rank, at your current rank, no. But that is definitely an incentive to upgrade your teamwork level.
Natalie thinks on this. Doesn't really contribute much.
All right.
Oh, is it? Was there a proof of case of getting the stuff out of the tank successfully? by Mr. Fingers?
One person has done that. One person has done that.
I would like to learn everything I could about that process and try and do that as well.
You can do basic tech, or you can do drive land vehicles. What Jim did was he literally removed the whole gas tank. He just decoupled the whole thing.
Yeah, he didn't actually solve the problem.
Oh.
I mean, I did solve the problem because I'm just going to replace the fuel tank later on. But
but what I mean is like we're still stuck. You still have to wheel.
Oh, I can't drive. No.
Yeah,
he solved the blowing up problem,
which we are very.
Although
far.
actually, the explosive is still going to go off. It's just not going to go off near you.
Oh yeah, I'm going to throw it off the freeway as well.
Okay.
I am gonna do the same, but presumably the explosives were small enough such that they fit them in, so that I should be able to decouple it and pour it out, as opposed to just chucking the whole fuel tank.
Yeah, roll basic tech to try to pull that off.
Okay.
Natalie, if you want to do the same, I will take basic tech, or I will take land vehicle tech, whichever's higher. Nice. No, that works, JRX. You had to dump like all your fuel out basically.
Yeah.
But you can reconnect it afterwards. The smell of ethanol just reeks in the air.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh no! No!
That is unfortunate.
It's a good thing I took the royal's body off.
So as you go to detach it, a couple of
Jonah's
things.
out of the car. Sorry.
All right, Jonah's out of the car. Is Jonah good at this sort of stuff? You should have access to his character sheet.
Let me see.
I have an idea, if you would allow it, Game Master.
Well, first off, let me narrate the results of this roll.
Okay.
The fuel line has cracked. Choo-choo is pouring out, leaking all over Natalie's hands and on her sleeves. And it is very likely that if this continues at this rate, it is going to accelerate the rate at which the little explosive capsule does in fact explode. You have an immediate problem on your hands. Monarch, is this something that you were going to deal with on your turn, or does anyone else have an idea?
I had an idea of using my demolitions to remove, but she cracked the tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if my demolitions will allow me to repair it.
Demolitions won't help you repair the fuel tank.
Correct. So yeah, we're kind of in a bind here.
At that
We're
moment,
just gonna have to dump it.
you see flashing blue and red lights. as
Wonderful.
A patrol car, an NCPD patrol car, rolls up and turns on its floodlights, aiming them at the group of you on the side of the highway, throwing things over the edge, covered in stuff, tearing apart your vehicles.
Oh my god, thank god you're here. Please, come here. I need help. My tank is cracked and it's leaking. We're having car trouble, officer.
License, registration, and ID papers?
Absolutely. I have all of these in my ID packet readily accessible.
Okay. Sir, they look over at the Monarch. Do you have authorization for that heavy weaponry you're carrying? Is that a rocket launcher? Natalie, you spoke first. I'm going to give you the opportunity to use a skill here to at least change the tone. Your car is still about to explode, by the way.
Yeah, can I get them to come over near it while I get away from it?
Wow, you are a psycho.
Oh my god.
It's not me directly killing them, then. What do you want from me?
You are a
You told
psycho.
me to stop murder.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right, let's go through one at a time with how everybody's dealing with this situation. I baited Alex by telling him I was going to let him go, and then rolling up on you guys. So I'm going to let Alex go first, and then next up we're going to have Rachel because you waved them down. You're pulling the corpo thing. Then we're going to check in with Cyber Ninja, MedTech, Netrunner, and Drugged Man. So, Monarch, what are you doing?
Well, first things first, I do want to clear with you though. I would imagine that I am licensed for the weaponry. Like not for the rocket launcher, but for the other stuff. I would imagine I am because I do work in the space. No.
I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah. 'Cause I had figured as much because it's like, how else am I supposed to do the job that I'm hired to do? You know, obviously it's not always clean, but sometimes it is, right? Sometimes it's on the books protection.
No, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. As for the rocket launcher, though, well, I then take a look at the cops and just say, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's a project that I got that I'm actually working on for my dad. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It doesn't even work. Look how crappy it looks." And I hold it up. It is a really crappy because it's like dusted and old and stuff. It just doesn't work. But if you want one, I could
put down the rocket launcher.
All right, I get it. You see a brown guy holding a rocket launcher? Totally get it. All right, so I'm gonna put this rocket launcher down right over here, but everything else is licensed. I'm clear. I'm good. Y'all better calm down and stop pointing those guns at me, or else we're gonna have a hate crime on our hands. So you better relax, okay?
Give me one. I'm always gonna let your role play and at least some parts stand for itself. But in addition to that, give me I'm going to say conversation or persuasion. Let's do persuasion. You're a lot cooler than you are empathic.
Yeah, definitely. After things I've seen. All right, here we go. Persuasion roll. 16.
Nice. All right. When they were ready to frag all of you when you hoisted that tube, rocket or no. And one of them is still got his gun. There's two of them, by the way. One of them is still like trained on you. The other one's moving forward to check things out. As he does so, Natalie, we're going to let you take the center stage.
Oh. Don't worry, officers. It's completely empty. It does not work. And believe me, if it did, he couldn't hit you with it anyway. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my goodness, we were so frightened. We just broke down and thank goodness. Please, can you help us?
One, good. Two, that is going to be persuasion.
Not you, Jonah. You, Natalie. Oh, it's a cool stat. Me? Do I add? Nah. We'll just go with it.
All right. Jerax, how are you handling this situation as the bomb continues to erode in Natalie's fuel tank?
Well, Natalie said she's trying to bait the police officer towards it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit beforehand, I got Royal's body off. It's like in tarp by the side of the road at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I am wheeling up my bike such that it's blocking the line of sight, so they can't really. It's pretty dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to really be able to see, but I'm also just not getting involved whatsoever because the entire local law enforcement is hunting me because I've got a vendetta, or like there's some sort of weird. I don't know why the police force hates me, but they do.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The
it
entire
has something
police
to do with
force
a
hates me.
disagreement with the police chief.
Yeah. So I am not good. As soon as I see the law enforcement, I'm going into full acting mode. I'm just trying to disguise myself. I don't want them to recognize me.
Okay, roll an acting check.
I was tempted before this episode to spend my XP in acting, and I wish I did. But I mean, it's just
until you roll the dice, it's not too late.
I'm not gonna spend my XP on acting. I'm just gonna roll it. Come on, that's not bad.
Okay, and all you're trying to do is act inconspicuous. You're not trying to, chew on the scenery or anything like that.
He's not doing Shakespeare.
Exactly.
Not doing Shakespeare. I'm just act cool.
All right, and Jim, how are you handling this? Aside from poorly?
Usually I would be the guy to step to the front of the pack and negotiate and actually just bribe the police officers away. Classic, do it all the time. But I am paranoid, and I am convinced that there's an infestation of ants inside of my bike. So as soon as I see the police officers, I don't want to talk to them at all because I'm not my usual cool self. So instead, I'm immediately gonna take a. Do they have any? Can I tell what patrol? Hello, I've got just a paint diagram in front of my face. Can I tell kind of what patrol they're under? Like, are there any identifying marks of these police officers? Because my plan is I'm gonna call somebody as high up the chain in the police that I know of. And I'm gonna call these guys off. Like they are gonna get gone. I'm gonna pay for them to be removed. This is extremely dangerous right now. I'm paranoid. I cannot interact with these human beings whatsoever. I'm calling in a favor.
Okay, roll an operator check.
Don't let me down now, baby. All right.
15.
All right.
And remember, this is one of those skills that doesn't have an associated stat with it, which means that the difficulty values are always pretty low.
Okay.
You're definitely going to be able to get in touch with somebody.
What does a 15 in operator give me?
You recognize immediately what patrol they're with. They're with the Marina. Again, it's one of these developing upscale. It's slowly becoming more of an upscale district overall. And you have the mayor's number, right?
I do. I remember now.
Yeah, you because of the way we made your character before we knew what we were doing, you have a busted amount of clout. So you happen to know that these guys, one of their main jobs is to make the bougie people in this neighborhood feel safe by sternly yelling at people, and also they're actually fairly close to the old bank block, which is a red zone. So like they are ready to frag people if they have to, but you've got their patrol officer. You know where the sergeant is. You can immediately give him a call and go ahead and make a bribery check.
All right. Well, actually, I don't want to bribe. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I do want to bribe them, but the purpose that I want to do here when I talk to their sergeant is that I want to feed him information that a group of bodyguards for an incredibly bougie client has just broken down on the freeway and needs assistance getting back to their residence. And so I'm trying to without the sergeant even knowing what they're doing, I'm trying to redirect them to help us rather than hinder us.
Okay, you're not saying call your guys off. You're saying be advised this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
be advised these guys have broken down on the side of the road. The client is feeling horrific. They're screaming at the Marina police force at the moment, saying all kinds of nasty things. Actually, I did notice that she was saying she was going to retract some donations that she was planning to give to the Marina police funds for next year. That would be rough if that happened. It might be in your best interest to go and help these people out.
And what is the cover? Like, what information are you giving about said client? It doesn't have to be super specific, but what are you implying about the type of bouginess?
It is. God, what am I implying about the type of bouginess? It is. It is a high up corpo man with what does Jonah look like?
Well, he's missing an eye. He's got
patch.
immense shoulders.
Yeah, it's a high up corpo man with an eye patch who's got a ragtag group of people with him. He's extremely wealthy but likes to keep to himself.
Okay, roll a bribery check. Bribery doesn't always mean forking over money, though I think in this case, for 200 eddies, this whole thing is going to go away.
Oh, and that's a drop in the bucket.
Aid will be rendered.
No problemo.
Are you communicating any of this
to the rest of the group?
Mm-hmm.
Not even slightly.
Okay.
Not even slightly.
All right. Perfect. When they explode, I love today. All right. Back to the Monarch. They are going to come over. They want to inspect your paperwork that you've got, digital probably. But they want it. No sudden movements. They're coming forward. One of them is approaching. He's also going to be moving, sort of trying to split his attention between you and between Natalie, because the other person is still attempting to give him cover. So this guy's moving forward. He's going to check everything out. How much firepower are you carrying right now?
Oh, you know, an appropriate amount to protect some people. As I'm sure you know.
Does he know? Roll a reputation check.
16.
Wait a minute. I've seen you around. Yeah, the Monarch. Now look, you're on a tight ship around here, right? We don't need any vigilante nonsense. I get that you've got a certain set of skills and all that, but that's not going to be necessary. So
yeah,
let's not have any trouble. Just move along, go about your business, and don't tell me what it is.
Well, what's your name, Trooper? What's your name?
Jensen.
Jensen. Man, Jensen, what a name, by the way. Might I say, wonderful name. Look, we're good. As you can see, our vehicles, they got sidelined here for some reason. Trying to figure out what it is. Maybe you could help us out. I don't know. But look, we want no trouble whatsoever. I'm just trying to get to where we need to go, which is far away from here. And we're fine. Trust me.
Alex, did you get the bomb out of your car yet? I forget.
No, you haven't given me an opportunity to attempt.
I have given you the opportunity to do whatever you like with your time, sir.
No. I ran a local situation check, and then from there I was going to run a demolitions check, and then the cop showed up. So I have not had ample time to be able to execute my full
You've
plan.
had the time. You've simply chosen to spend it on dealing with a different element that is impartially present in this scene.
You're the one that, I mean, you're the one. Oh, dear Lord, heaven have mercy on me. I can't believe this right now.
All right. You don't know how long it's going to take for those things to explode.
I don't. Trying to think about whether or not we inform the police, but how far did we get with this gym thing?
You have no idea. I don't know.
I haven't told anybody about it.
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Have they been radioed in yet?
I just went straight back to working on my car.
You haven't heard their radios go off yet.
All right. Gonna inform the officer that part of the reason why our vehicles have been sidelined on the road is because I suspect that there might be something in there that needs to be removed, and I will inform the officer to step away just in case, because I do not have all the information. That's what I've been trying to figure out. They rolled up on us, and that's what I'm trying to deduce here. I'm trying to help them save their lives. Obviously, they don't know that I'm trying to save their lives, but I'm trying to just tell them, like, hey, you know, we got to figure this out.
Sir, this vehicle is going to be subject to search. I'm going to need you to step away from the vehicle.
All right. I'm just letting you know right now that I am probably the only one here on this highway right now that could solve whatever is going on inside of that vehicle. I highly advise you, in my professional opinion, Officer Jensen, to not step near the vehicle. Let me check it first. Or if you want to overlook me, you can totally do that. I just need to check and see if we can take care of the problem that's in the vehicle. If you catch my drift.
Sir, are you threatening me?
No, not threatening you. Okay. What?
Is that a threat?
Just because I look this way doesn't mean I'm always trying to threaten you, officer, all right? Jensen, man to man, let's level this out right now. Obviously, you're trying to protect this area, and I want to protect it as well. I want no ill will and no harm on anyone here at all whatsoever. That includes the people that I'm with right now and the people that are on the highway currently.
You can check my vehicle, officer, and Natalie and Jonah are just slowly
Son of a...
stepping away.
Please. Now, hands are up. I'm just trying to tell you, Jensen, trust me. I am not trying to pull anything here. Why would I even do that? You know who I am. You know what I'm capable of. If I wanted everyone dead here, I would have killed everyone. That's not what I'm trying to do. Please trust me.
When you say if I wanted everyone dead here, I would have killed everyone, you see like a twitch of just the jerk to go for his gun across his face.
He knows what I'm capable of.
He doesn't act on it. He does not act on it.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, in your fuel tank, that little capsule just keeps on hissing away. You think you might be getting somewhere with him, though. Unfortunately, you're not getting him anywhere away from your vehicle. Natalie, you were exiting the vehicle with Jonah, sort of stepping away from it and saying, you can go ahead and investigate this vehicle. That's totally fine, right?
Yeah, we're actually outside the vehicle. I already cracked the fuel tank trying to do stuff, so I
That's
have
right, that's right.
ethanol all over myself.
Mhm.
And it's sort of one of those, like, I have one brain cell and Jonah has one brain cell, but, like, together we got a little friction going. So, like, I'm like, oh no, I'm kind of covered in fuel, but I'm gonna fix this. And Jonah's like, fuel is explosive. You should move, Miss Smith. And so we're gonna, together figured out that we shouldn't be near the vehicle.
Mhm.
But that's when the plan came with the cops. So as we're pulling away, we're like, officer, you can search my vehicle if you'd like. There's nothing wrong with anything. But it would be a great help. And I mean, if you want to search somebody, kind of like the people like that are way too helpful to the cops. They're like, hi, I'd like to report a crime.
We got a Kilo Alpha Romeo Echo November. All right, so as you do that, Jerax, are you just continuing to remain unobtrusive? Are you doing anything else? And you dumped the bomb out. Who dropped their fuel tank over the side of the road, by the way?
I did.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to that. Jerax, you successfully extracted it.
Yeah, I wanted to check. Well, before I dumped it, I wanted to check. Okay, am I dumping this on someone's home on the other side of the highway?
I didn't check that.
Well, it's not a very nice home, but somebody probably lives there. There's definitely a way you can dump it without dumping it on somebody's home.
Yeah, I would have tried to have done that. I don't want to, I don't want to kick somebody while they're down. I'm also looking for an exit strategy. I'm trying to think and recall of any auto repair shops nearby in the area, and also seeing, could I jump off this highway, off the edge of this, and get away from the police?
You didn't spring for those cyber legs yet, which would simplify things.
So I'm hoping there's like a slightly higher building and then a lower building, and I can just jump.
Yeah, no, I also do that in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Give me a local expert check to see if you know about a vehicle repair shop in the vicinity. 12. Okay. Yeah, you could probably find one around here. It's not your usual haunt, but
yeah,
you can make it work. And it would be... There's one pretty tough drop. You think you could pull it off to like a taller building, and then you can definitely work your way down from there. But there'd be an athletics check involved, and if you botched it, you'd break your legs.
Gotcha. Okay. Is it nighttime?
It is. It's wee hours.
Huh.
2 a.m.,
Can they
3
see
a.m.
me?
Yeah, they've got a big old floodlight on the car. That's blasted out across a lot of you.
Wherever my top or wherever the body of Royal is, I'm there with my bike next to it, off to the side. I'm trying to be out of the way.
Right. You are caught in the floodlight, but if their attention is divided, then there's definitely a chance of you stealthing away, but it would be a stealth check.
No, the body's not on the car. The body's not on the car. I took the body off. Yeah, I put it to the
body's
side of the
on a tarp on the side of the road.
Yeah. Well, I think running away would be bad, because then they would just be suspicious, and I mean, I'm just concerned because this fucking Monarch blows at negotiations. Like, he's just not He's not diffusing the situation. Literally,
You don't know what I'm doing. I clearly I am. He hasn't shot us, or I haven't killed him yet.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of. I don't want to interact with the police, but I also need to get close to his bike so I can actually do the same process of what I've already done to my bike to his bike and get it started. Yeah. Is the officer next to the bike?
Yeah. Although he's next to the bike, he's sort of working his way towards Natalie's smart car.
Good man.
Okay. When he starts to work his way over to a Natalie's smart car, I'm gonna like put my hands in my pockets and just kind of go just kind of like nonchalant like to roll up to Monarch's bike and start beginning the exact same procedure that I did on my bike on his.
All right. How do you feel like that would work out in real life?
Well, I assume that like the situation is we've been stopped, on the side of the roads. They've already accounted for the amount of people that are in the situation, and I'm just going up to Monarch being like, "Oh, is everything all right?"
Okay.
Right?
I see.
And then I'm actually gonna immediately get to work on the bike.
Roll a stealth check.
Nonchalant. Ooh,
critical success.
Okay.
You are the least chalant in the entire city.
Yeah,
you
now I gotta
easily
get to work.
sidle up and roll a basic tech check to see if you can. It's going to be harder because you're trying to, not be too chalant about this.
But yeah, I was gonna make an argument that it would be slightly easier because I've already done it once. I know
That's
how
fair.
it works.
That's fair.
Here's the roll, basic tech. Let's go, baby. 16, not bad.
16, one higher than last time. So as they're having this conversation, you just you loosen an O valve and plunk off a thing.
Pop it
jiggle,
off.
jiggle, slosh, slosh. What's up?
Yeah, I just pop it off and I'm gonna zip back over to the side of the highway and dump it off.
All right, 2 of the bombs are now over on the side. One of the bombs is still in Natalie's car. Is that? Yeah, there should be 4, right?
Yeah, Jim chucked his fuel tank over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Monarch's bike is still about to no, because you just chucked that one, so you've chucked 2. So the only one left is Natalie's car, which the fuel line broke and it spilled choo-choo all over the place. So you do not know how long that vehicle has.
Wait, so mine doesn't have the bomb in it anymore?
Yeah, Jerax just snuck up alongside you and just quietly palmed that thing and yeeted it over the side.
Wonderful.
And all without being detected because he's a cyber ninja surgeon runner. All right, Jim, it's your turn. On your turn, you hear the radios go off for the officers.
Mm.
Patrol 351, come in. We have confirmed reports of a Victor Indigo Papa operating in your area. This is a dono wall situation. Repeat, this is a dono wall. Confirm.
Always with the dono wall.
What is the reaction of the police officers?
They look around and they tap something. They've got a little smart thing up on their eyes. They scan. They look over the lot of you. They look at Jonah, and their demeanor completely changes.
Okay.
Sir, are you all right? You appear to be injured. Is everything okay? Is there any way that we can render assistance to you or your entourage? They sort of point vaguely at the rest of you guys.
I'm going to pipe up from the back here because now I realize that things are happening as intended. I'm going to say, please don't talk to Mr. Peterson directly. Any questions for Mr. Peterson can be addressed to me, and I'm going to go back to working on my bike.
All right. Let's see how good Jonah is at dealing in situations like this. Let's see how suave Jonah is. Human perception 2.
My guy.
Empathy 3.
Oh god.
Lord have mercy.
Corpo robot.
He is very cool.
It's your boy Jonah.
right, so Jonah's gonna kind of he furrows his brow for a moment, looks back and forth, looks up at Natalie. Recognition dawns across his face, and he gives you a
oh no!
as if
oh
looking
no.
for permission.
Wait, give me that face again. Oh, give him one of these. like the smallest little thumbs up, very subtle.
Thank you, James.
What, is that what Jonah says to me?
Yes.
No problem, Mr. Peterson. I'm sure we'll have this situation sorted as quickly as possible. What patrol unit were they from again? Just the Marina Patrol.
Patrol 351 for the local Marina division precinct.
You lot, Patrol 351, is it? Yes, I believe I know your sergeant. Actually, we are in a bit of a pickle here. Would you mind giving us a hand? I know you've been scared somewhat by the replica RPG, but really now is the time to be giving us some assistance.
Yeah, what how can we provide assistance? As he's saying this, Natalie, the bottom of your fuel line starts to hiss and emit smoke. There's a heavy solid object lumped in there, and it's starting to
I just go, the car, and I'm like pushing Jonah away from the vehicle, kind of, and towards Jim. Jim seems to have a grasp of what's going on in this situation.
Okay. All right. What are the rest of you doing? The police look to you, they look to you, they look to the cars. You're just saying, the car, and you're pushing them away from the car. Monarch, what do you do?
Oh, man. I don't want a bunch of cops to get hurt.
Bootlicker.
No, it's not their fault. It's whoever did this. Damn, that hit hard. That hit close.
Sorry.
Can I, through a quick demolition check, can I tell how long we have until this thing's going to explode?
Yeah, you hear that signature sound. You're running it through your internal database of Chutu soluble explosive catalyst capsule layers. Give me a check to see if you know how long you have.
11. Damn it.
Okay. You don't have more than 10 seconds.
Where are the officers?
Directly next to the vehicle. One of them
Where
is
am
directly
I?
next to the vehicle. The other is several meters away with the patrol car.
Okay. I am going to charge at the officer and yell, "Get down," and try and tackle the officer and bring him down like further away than like, because everyone I'm assuming is around the perimeter and I'm like right there. So I'm just going to try and save the officer's life.
Okay, roll for initiative, just you.
14.
Okay. You managed to knock him down before he instinctually goes for his gun. Natalie and Jonah sort of hobble away from the Vic. Jerax, what do you do?
I'm fucking out of here. I'm going the opposite direction of all this.
Okay.
You're running down a freeway.
With both of the empty fuel canisters in my hand, yes. Oh, wait, how far away is my bike and the body from this?
Oh, the caravan, I imagine you guys stopped. Like when you stop on the side of the road, you usually leave at least a full car length between each vehicle, and you guys have 4 vehicles. And you implied that you were on the opposite end of this whole thing. So you've got to be 30 feet, 40 feet,
Okay.
so that's like 10, 15 meters.
I'm good then. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get into the position of, oh, fuck, there's a bomb. Which is just cowering against the side of the road.
All right. Jim, anything for you?
I'm going to wheel my bike away from the other bike. I don't want to get caught in this blast radius whatsoever.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna act like a total bougie prick, and I'm gonna whistle at the cops to follow me.
Okay.
I'm gonna whistle and go, "Here, boys."
What?
Just after just the incongruity of like he just got "Get Down, Mr. Presidented," and you're like, "Come along, chaps!" All right, you knock him out of the way. Everybody gets down. The hissing intensifies, and then it goes off. It is not a huge explosive. It's some kind of thermite. An incredibly hot fire just erupts underneath the car. It catches the puddle of Choo-Choo that was out there. The whole thing just goes up in smoke immediately. White hot sparks emerge from the undercarriage as the whole thing just bursts into flames. The frame of the car melts. A puddle of fire leaks out all around it. The smell is awful. Burning metal and chemicals and rubber. And everyone press F to pay respects as Natalie's car just melts.
Oh no.
A choked sob escapes her lips. And even though she's trying her darndest to pretend that she's protecting Jonah, Jonah knows he must break character a bit and console her.
Pat.
Oh, your F's also console me, thank you.
Holy shit! What does everyone do?
I double check my bike to make sure that the same thing isn't going to happen to mine.
You are getting, in fact, you are all getting short-range Bluetooth pair requests right now.
From who?
Leto.
That's the clown. That's the clown.
Oh,
That's
is
the
it?
douchebag that attacked us. Yeah, Leto, because that's the it's like a Greek name. Oh my god.
How would we know that? Or who would know
Because I
that?
spoke to him.
Only Monarch and Jarax would know that.
Yeah. Would the police be also getting this?
Yes.
Is there any reaction from the cop's life that I just saved?
Yeah, at first he was like pushing back against you until the explosion goes off. And, you know, then he looks up, oh my god! Is everyone all right?
Well, we're good. I did my job here. For the
I'm
day.
going to decline the request as well. I don't know who the hell Leto is. It's probably just some random
What
in
are
a
they
car
trying to
nearby.
send me?
It's an airdrop, basically. Do you want to accept the file?
But what is
It's a
the
media
file?
file.
Type? Oh, a media file? Yeah,
Mm-mm.
go on then.
Natalie's seen things like this
Yeah.
before. She declines as well.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
This picture.
Oh, our production values scale ever higher. Thank you, production.
Through the roof.
What is this image
It's-
then?
It is a poorly animated 3D future GIF of a Jack in the Box. Motherfuckers burn.
Is there a response for this?
I mean, you can, but it's a close range, like airdrop of some kind.
That means they might be nearby.
Just send him back a dick pic.
Okay, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to search for an access point nearby.
Okay. Roll an interface check.
Oh, is this the time I upgrade my interface? Do I spend my XP? Do I
Your
do it?
interface is shockingly low, considering you're the only netrunner in the party.
Yeah, I think I upgrade my interface. It would cost 180 XP to get from 2 to 3.
Let's
I've got
go. Do it.
199.
You could be a relevant net runner.
Okay,
now.
I'm increasing my interface.
Ice. Level 2.
Level 3.
Ooh, damn.
God, it
All right.
actually may have made a difference.
There's no local net architecture, but you are detecting you're actually detecting 3 short-range local transmitters on each of your vehicles.
Oh, it's on our vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. I would write a text message to everybody saying, just ran a perimeter scan. There's no one nearby. The message was sent from our vehicles. It's automated.
As soon as I get
Natalie
that, I'm
writes
searching my
back.
vehicle again.
Your vehicles and 18 crying emojis.
All right. The officers, after they like immediately check the perimeter. They're running around. They're looking for anything. Sir, they rush past and ignore everyone. Sir, are you okay? They're asking Jonah. I think you have to check with that. No, dude, this is life or death, you idiot. Sir, are you all right? Jonah waves them off and looks to the rest of the party for like, what should I do with these guys?
So yeah, I mean, God, I don't want to be around the cops, but I kind of don't want to be on the side of the highway either. But
can I
kind
search
of just
my...
standing over Jim, just like waiting for him to decide.
Yeah, anyone who wants to search.
Yeah, I want to search.
Anyone who wants
to
do that now. Do a perception or conceal reveal object, whichever's higher.
Do a perception check.
Oh my god.
I know
Jim,
everything.
You find 2 transmitters. One is a short range, and it's keyed to go off of when the bomb activates. It's keyed to send that dumb message.
Right.
The other one, much more cleverly hidden, is a GPS tracker.
Right. I'm going to convey that to the rest of the party because I assume that the same are on everybody else's. I'm going to remove those as well.
Monarch, you find the short range one that transmitted the GIF. You don't find the other one.
Got it. Oh, we already all know. So.
Right, but I'm going to say to everybody, we can't take the vehicles with us until we've removed the GPS trackers.
Well, here's the thing: if they were tracking our location, presumably they want to know when the bombs would have gone off.
What?
Because they messed with our fuel, they messed with the fuel canisters, right? So they want to know when the bombs have gone off, so that they know our position, so that we're out of position to presumably attack us. So right now, all I'm thinking of is the bozos are coming.
Yeah, possible.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
I'm gonna pipe up and say to the police officers as well. Our vehicles are totally trashed. I mean, this situation is absolutely appalling. Do the Marina police know who they're dealing with here? Mr. Peterson needs to get to a very urgent meeting. Can you provide assistance for us whatsoever? We need vehicles. Stat, pronto.
Your mom. Sir, we apologize for the security risk. We'd be happy to provide you with temporary transportation wherever you're going, and we can get these vehicles to our motor pool for repair if necessary. We don't currently have a vehicle, but we can personally provide you with transportation.
Very well.
Natalie's gonna lean over to Jim and say, "Don't let him take our cars. Have him drop him off somewhere."
Okay. They have GPS trackers on them as well, though. So, I mean, I'm gonna. Yeah. These vehicles are highly collectible. Highly collectible. They can't be going back to any normal chop shop. We need them delivered with us as well. If you can arrange for that to happen. And certainly, Mr. Peterson needs to get to. Wait, where do we need to get to? Is it called Old Japantown or something? Yeah. Or yeah, it's like Little China, really, isn't it? The place with where it's supposed to be at. Yes, we need to be towards Little China as soon as possible. They look at each other because you're asking them to transport you directly into the combat zones, which are the zones where basically cops don't go to those areas. So there's VIP. Also, they can put they know what a red chromer's bike looks like when they see it. So these highly collectible red chrome bikes, plus a VIP going into a red zone, they give each other some looks. Big meetings require big risks, gentlemen. Big meetings, big risks. You're witnessing a man on the verge of greatness.
Give me a skill roll. Sell me on a skill roll, Josh.
What do you want here? Persuasion?
Sell me, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely take persuasion.
A 17. Not my greatest performance.
All right. If you wait here, we have something we could arrange. We'll get you off the road, out of sight. Just give us a couple minutes.
Speed, time really is of the essence. If it's more reasonable to you, if the Mariner Police can't possibly take us any further than the boundaries of Upper Mariner, then that will suffice.
Well, we can get you all the way if you're willing to wait a couple of minutes. We just need each of you to gather up over there.
Oh, Mr. Peterson can't possibly wait for longer than this. What are we waiting for? I need to give an answer to the man.
Just give us your vehicle. Tell them to give us their vehicle, Jim.
Ma'am, we can't advise taking this vehicle where you're going. That would not end well.
Is that a challenge?
How did you say a couple of minutes? We're willing to wait 150 seconds. I'll give you 2.5.
Oh my God. Christ. Oh, okay, hold on. He reaches in and pulls out a little card and bends it twice. Clear the landing zone. Within 60 seconds, an AV, a flying car, pulls up. It is completely unmarked, and it just rolls up, turns on a floodlight that shines out over the area, and lands next to the off-ramp, and it next to the highway, and it's going to fold down a loading ramp.
Nice. What a
This is
hookup.
heavily armored. You can tell when you look at it. This is not bougie. It's not going to pop up with champagne flutes for you. This is a heavily armored and like matte finish, so it doesn't reflect light. Quick extraction rig.
Oh, Mr. Peterson is extremely grateful. Thank you very much. Jensen, was it? And what is your name as well? I should be sure to give give my highest recommendations to your sergeant.
Reginald, sir.
Reginald and Jensen. Thank you.
First name Reggie.
Reginald. Delightful name. Glad you're carrying on the family tradition. I think I knew your father.
Reginald the First.
Yep. I thought so. I thought I recognized that face.
You never cared for the short form, actually. It was always Reginald.
Yes. Well, I always called him Mr. Reginald, back then.
Hell,
Yep, so did I.
what's going on?
What is happening? I'll show Mr. Peterson and then bring my motorbike into the AV.
Oh, the motorbike does not fit in the AV.
Fuck.
Only you guys are going to fit in the AV. They're going to collect your vehicles, take them to a shop that they've got in contact with, and arrange for pickup later. But they cannot haul all your bikes in this thing.
Mr. Peterson, you carry on inside. I'm going to walk home with my vehicle.
Well, okay. Natalie's gonna get in the front seat next to the driver. Is there a human driver? What is it?
Yes, there is a human driver.
Okay.
Wearing full combat gear, like SWAT gear, flight helmet. It's got neural plug direct into the AV for a smart link. Just punch in the coordinates and don't ask any questions.
Oh, I'm gonna ask so many questions, Natalie says and settles in. She's like, what does this button do? You're gonna teach me how to drive this. This is a very cool vehicle.
Ma'am, do not press that button. All right, so Jerax, are you loading in?
I am not. I am going to take Jim Fingers as lead with this one as well. Or I'm going to basically, I realize I can't leave Royal's body with the police, I also can't I can't take the body into the vehicle. I've got to kind of I guess I've got to pretend to be part of the entourage as like secondary or almost like a bodyguard, which I guess I would look like. I've got like, I don't know, I'm bleeding and I've got a katana on my back, so.
Come with me, muscle man. Jensen, Reginald, I tell you, this man has hay for brains. Come on, come, little muscle man.
Yes, honey.
It's 9 p.m.
So I'm gonna pick up the body, making sure that they know it's not a body, as it's still wrapped in tarp. Put it over the bike and wheel the bike. Start wheeling it.
Roll a stealth check to do this in a subtle fashion.
Don't fail me now.
You gonna use any luck?
I'll use a singular luck.
To get a 14?
Yeah, to get a 14.
All right. As you're walking away with this crinkly tarp-covered, 180-pound something. What the fuck is that? Is that a... Don't ask, Reggie. Don't ask. This is corporal bullshit. The less you know, the less you're gonna have to say in debriefing. Fucking Christ. You see the two of them just literally turn their backs to you as they very avidly survey the opposite direction.
I like that.
All right. Monarch, Jonah, and Natalie get a swift AV ride flying over the red zone. You can sort of, if there were lights down there, you'd be able to see the old devastation, not that you're not familiar with it, of the bombing of the Arasaka Towers so many years ago, the flooding, the collapse that ensued. You do see the occasional barrel fire down there and little bits and pieces of light, but other than that, the whole heart of Night City is completely dark. And as you drive closer to your part of the town, bits and pieces are still lights out because power services are interrupted, and sometimes they just haven't been restored to some neighborhoods. The areas that do have light, it's a mixture of sort of floodlights and industrial lights and whatever people could hook up with a little bit of that neon cyberpunk flair that you're looking for, and more barrel fires. The city looks very different from up here. Now, go ahead.
Would it at all be possible? I mean, is the intention of Jerax and Jim to kind of push their bikes the whole way? And could we restrict our air travel to like directly above them by like 20 feet, just like spotlighting them as they go?
That would take this vehicle capable of travel at very high speed and reduce it to about 2 to 3 miles an hour.
So, is that no?
Just give me the coordinates, ma'am. We'll take you there right away.
Fine. Yeah, then we'll fly as is.
All right. Monarch and Natalie, what coordinates do you want to give the AV pilot?
Let's see. We don't want him to take us right there, right, Monarch?
No, we don't. We just want to be like at maybe like a building, like a block away, something like that. Like like a little off of where we are, but in a safe area.
Okay, yeah, so a little bit closer onto the old Japantown side of things. It's a little more stable at the moment. They find you a rooftop. They do a rooftop extraction. They don't use the lights until the very last moment. They're trying to use infrared and ultrasonic and stuff like that so that they can get a 3D image of the ground without giving away the position of this highly stealthy vehicle. But at the last minute, they lower you down. They find just a tiny place to wedge themselves in, lower the ropes. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. I never met any of you. This never happened.
Thank you, Mr. Pilot.
Yep.
Did he teach me anything on the ride?
Oh, I mean, if you wanted to pick up the air vehicle skill with some of your experience points, that'd be valid. I think it's a difficult skill. I think drive air vehicle is a difficult skill, so keep that in mind. But
yeah,
you have a valid excuse, and also you're sort of a gearhead, so you definitely have a valid excuse to spend your XP on that if you want. Meanwhile, like for the next, you guys have a hell of a walk, depending on what your game plan is here.
I am planning on going to a chop shop and getting them to reattach my my fuel canister, and yeah, Jim, you just kind of tossed yours, didn't you?
Yeah, I threw mine away because I hadn't actually taken the bombs out of it.
Did you? Have you told us about the GPS?
Yes, I already told everybody about the GPS. I said that we can't take them back without the GPS being removed.
I gotta search for. So there's actually 3 bikes because, or are they taking Monarch's bike back?
They were offering to take any bikes, for you guys when you sort of split off, and they saw you had a body, and they decided that they didn't care anymore.
Problem is, we'll never recover him. Like, we will never recover those bikes because they don't even know like who we are. So.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to search both Monarch's bike and my bike for the GPS. I'm going to crush the GPS chips. I'm going to destroy them. Monarch's bike, I am going to. I'm gonna I guess knock to the side of the road. I'm gonna try and make it look like it's a pile of trash. I mean, if somebody were to find it, they wouldn't be able to drive it anyway because it's got no fuel canister attached. But yeah, I'm gonna try and come back for it. But if it's not there, it's not there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and conceal it. I suppose it's on the highway as well. So if people are driving past and they see it, they're like, "Oh, what the heck?" They're not gonna, probably not gonna stop to pick it up.
Mm-hmm. All right, Josh, you ripped the entire undercarriage of your bike out, and a bike costs 20,000 eddies.
Boy, oh boy.
Jerax, you managed to do a much simpler break on yours. The cost to repair all the stuff that you tore out, Jim, is 1,000 eddies.
That's
For you, Jerax, it's 500 eddies of repair. Do you have that kind of scratch?
I actually don't. I don't have that kind of money.
I do, but here's my plan, Joe, is that while walking back, I'm not going to go directly through the combat zone. I'm going to walk into Upper Marina, find a place where I can rent a truck, like a U-Haul kind of place, and I'm going to loop back around to pick stuff up and take them back to the bunker to work on.
Okay. Give me 200 and you can transport it all back. And if you do that, you can do the repairs yourself. You won't have to pay the chop shop, assuming that you and Jerax are both in on this together.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Okay. So you stuff 2 road bikes and the body of Royal into the back of the truck. And at the end of the night, it is a long night. The sun is almost coming up by the time that Jim and Jerax are able to make all this happen, because travel, it's like the highways are not always open. They're not always complete. Most of them have been repaired, but any side roads are always subject to collapse and debris and booster gangs and such. By the end of the night, the team has 2 of their bikes, Royal's corpse. They're all reunited. You go back down to the secret Arasaka bunker. You removed the tracking device that I was really going to use to hose you if you hadn't found that. So good job on that. And we're going to go ahead and take a short break. And when we come back, there will be more adventures in store for our edge runners. So don't go away.
A successful first half.
Boy.